Hey, what's good? Welcome to another video. So we're going to be making curry shrimp today, you know, and we're going to be using my fish seasoning to season it up and also my curry powder. We also have some salted butter. Well, you could use unsalted too, it doesn't matter, And we have our little veggies we're going to put in there already cut up. These are just bell peppers, red, green, and yellow, cut in inch squares. And we got some garlic and red onions and, of course, Scotch bonnet pepper. All right. So let's bring the shrimp back over here. So now in here I got some cornstarch already mixed up, just like a tablespoon mixed in like a little quarter cup of water. And here we have coconut milk. Not necessary, it's optional, but I'm gonna put it in this one. You don't need it. So let's just go ahead and season the shrimp that already been cleaned and deveined with our fish seasoning, somewhat generously, not too much because we got to season the sauce, so we don't want to over salt anything. We can always add seasoning. Just keep that in mind when you're cooking. You can add, but you can't take away. Well, not so easily. And I'm gonna put a little bit of curry powder on there. Normally I wouldn't do this, but I think it can't hurt it. The beauty of when you cook, man, it's kind of just your rules. You know, you just do it as you go along. Now, if you don't have my fish seasoning, you could use any one. It doesn't matter. Old Bay, whatever fish seasoning you use, it's gonna come out the way you make it anyway. So I gotta make it this way because of my shellfish allergies. So I gotta make a sauce first. So once I do this, there's no seasoning. All right. So here we have a heated pan on medium heat, medium high. So somewhere in the 6-7 range if you're on an electric stove. If you're on a gas, just medium. And I'm gonna add the butter to this pot. Just give it a little stir in. Let it melt out a little bit. It doesn't have to melt out all the way, but I just need it to melt out just a little bit. And then, cover the whole pot because why? I'm gonna add some curry powder. And if you don't have it oiled or greased, it will stick and be very difficult to get off. So now I'm just gonna let this go for just a little bit, a few seconds, just to get the fragrance out. I don't want it to smoke like normally we would do this. For one, I'm in the house and Sherry would have a heart attack. So let me add a little bit of water here just to kind of calm it down a little. So I'm adding the water a little bit at a time, when I'm stirring, I can kind of get all that curry to come out. And this way it'll tell me if I need to add more curry or more water. So we're just gonna, give that a little stir. Now we add in the Scotch bonnet, the garlic, and the red onions. Okay, I'm not putting in the peppers now because for me, I like to have my peppers to the point where they're crunchy. I don't want it to be overly cooked. If you want to cook it that way, it doesn't matter. You can add it here now; it won't hurt it. Now I got to give it a little taste because I got to keep tasting this. Because once the shrimp goes in there, I'm done. I'm dead out of the water. No more tasting for me because of my shellfish allergy. So here goes adobo. A lifesaver. Shout out to Goya and the folks over there. It's not a sponsored post or nothing like this, but it's just the seasoning that I use, and it comes in handy. It's a lifesaver. Let's give this another stir and add a little bit more water to it because of the amount of seasoning I put in there. I already know that it's going to need a little water. Plus I need a little bit more sauce. I said sauce. So put in that coconut milk. Again, optional, not 100% necessary. This is just, for me, it gives it a little added flavor and body. And let's give this a quick taste again. See if I got to add anything else. All right, this is not too bad right now. I got to just bring this to a boil, but a little bit more water because I need more sauce. So that was boiling for a couple minutes. And now we're gonna add our cornstarch, okay? So give that a quick stir, and people lose their mind when I do this, but let me tell you, anytime you need any kind of gravy or sauce, you need to add some sort of starch. In Caribbean cuisine, we probably use dumplings, we use potatoes and all this stuff, but what a lot of people don't understand is the starch that's coming out of those ingredients that's making your sauce become gravy, or what we call gravy, and nice and thick. So this is just a quick way to do it. You could use arrowroot or any kind of flour that you feel like doing. Just make sure you stir it in the water before you add it, or else it'll be clumped up. Okay, so this is coming along nicely. I think we need to add the shrimp, in a little bit. Let me just give it a little bit of black pepper. This is cracked black pepper. I just love using it. It's really fresh. And now let me get our shrimp in there. And again, now once this happens for me, I'm done. There's nothing I can do at this point. I cannot go back and taste this thing. So you guys, don't have that disability, if you don't have a shellfish allergy. So you can be tasting here, and see where you're missing with the seasoning. For me, I know that shrimp, like most seafood, it takes to the seasoning. So, you don't really got to overly season it at all. And since I know I have that curry powder on the shrimp, it's going to cook out into it also. I don't need to add any more of that, So we're just going to let this go for a little bit, just boil up. And then, I think I'll probably add the peppers, because the shrimp doesn't take long to cook at all. Okay, that's one thing about shrimp. This thing goes pretty fast, and you don't want it to be too rubbery. So even though it's cooking now, it only really needs about 5-6 minutes, in total to be done and have a delicious flavor. So I'm just kind of turning them, looking at them. You see they're changing color already, so you could tell how fast these things are gonna cook. All right, so just really watch this, because these you could cook this ahead of time too. Actually, I like to do that too. So let me just get my peppers in here now that I think about it, because this is gonna go a lot faster than I don't want to mess this whole thing up. So I put the peppers in there right now and just give them a little quick stir over. At this point, you could be tasting and see if you need to add anything. For me, I already know that I'm good right here. So let me go ahead and just get this covered and let it cook for like 4 or 5 minutes or so. All right, let's check on it, see where we at. There we go. Man, look at that. Oh, it looks so good. I wish you guys could smell this. And that's it. We're pretty much done. We have curry shrimp gravy there. If I need it to be reduced down anymore, I just turn this heat up to high and it will make this even thicker if you want a thicker gravy, but that's right where I need it at. And we're done. Let's just go ahead and plate this up. Boom, bop, bop, bop. Let's go.